Hello, this is David Natalizia, and I've got some videos coming up that are going to talk about a few different topics related to safety and risk control, food safety, restaurant and hotel safety and operations, and some related topics. And one I really wanted to do on the early side was related to a certain piece of the foodborne illness and food safety puzzle for restaurant operations in particular. And that has to do with one particular type of foodborne and food-related illness, which is norovirus or Norwalk virus. And this illness is primarily caused by poor hand washing, by people who don't wash their hands when they go to the bathroom in an effective enough way to remove what's on their hands. And I have noticed many large restaurant chains struggle with the way that they enforce and encourage proper hand washing. And there are a few things that go into that: having good water supply, hot enough water, good soap, unobstructed spot, giving people the freedom to wash their hands regularly, in some cases having reminders. But one of the things I've noticed, especially with some of the groups that use third-party food safety evaluation, is a tendency to wash your hands really well when you're being observed and not so well at other times. So I want to suggest that any restaurant operator out there consider just excellent hand washing technique all the time be something that every manager, every worker, every team member understand and share. And one of the things that I think can be useful in that is to do spot checks, is to come in and do a spot check. Now, this is a swab. It's a Hygienia swab. This is a different kind than the exact one I'm referring to. There's a direct reading component to this where you can test for food residue and such on surfaces with a swab like that. But a very similar swab, another one, goes along with a machine that's using bioluminescence, and the machine is called an ATP device. And what that does is it can detect microorganisms, it can detect body fluids, it can detect food residue, which are really the three major things you want to be concerned with on somebody's hands. And here's what you do. You swoop in and do some swabs of people's hands unannounced and see how they're doing. And the expectation should be that your hands should always be clean. And there's two things that go into this that are often missed. That's something I learned way back when in Disney Custodial. One is that you have to have good hand washing techniques. But the second one is you have to have a sense of when your hands have become soiled and when you need to wash them. We can tell people after you use the restroom, after you pick up something off the floor, and give them guidelines like that. But you also want someone to think about, what have I touched recently? What am I doing? And remove bad habits. I was in a fast fire pizza chain not that long ago, and I saw one of the people who was working with the dough who had this habit. When you do that in a food service environment, you're contaminating your hand. So what you want to do, rather than wash your hands every 14 seconds after you do that reflexive motion, is to find a way to get out of that habit. So I suggest swab type spot checks and an overall push to really include good hand washing as part of your culture. Love to hear your questions about this and your thoughts, but hand washing is something that needs to be revisited again and again and again. Thanks a lot.